This afternoon, Minister of Agriculture, the Honorable Mustapha Zulfikar, held two community meetings with residents and farmers. The first one was Now and Never, and the second was in the number 10 Mahaica River. Now, Minister did listen to persons' concern. Then he addressed it immediately after. Persons in the number 10 Mahaica River didn't have any major concerns according to Minister, and he started to address them immediately.
Ministry of Agriculture, farmers, residents of number 10, Dihu, Baebu, and neighboring villages. A pleasant good afternoon to you, and let me welcome you to this very important meeting with our Honorable Minister this afternoon. And today's meeting will be one out of many we would have had within the Dihu Road and the Mahaica River area. And we know that every time our minister comes to these communities, there is always something good that the farmers can take back with them. And this afternoon will be no exception. So, farmers, as I mentioned, in our midst, we have the Director General, Mr. Ramraj from the Ministry of Agriculture, and I will now like to invite him to make brief remarks. Kindly put your hands together.
Thank you, Chair, Honorable Minister, colleagues all, farmers, residents of this area, a pleasant good afternoon. I think what is happening in our country now, one can safely say this is the best period in agriculture in the history of our country. And there are many, many reasons why I can say so. And I think many across our country who are involved in agriculture share the same sentiments. And these sentiments, it's been demonstrated by what is happening. And we can start from the visionary leadership of His Excellency, the President, and through the stewardship of our Honorable Minister. Those are the persons who are leading our agriculture charge in this country. But it's not only about the charge, it's about what has been demonstrated in terms of budgetary allocation to ensure that all that are required, or most of what is required, is being captured under our budgetary allocation. And then it goes down to what is happening in the different subsector under the Ministry of Agriculture, under the agriculture sector, that is. Whether today we speak about rice, whether we speak about aquaculture, whether we speak about livestock, whether we speak about crops, you're seeing massive transformation. And that's the reason why I say today, or this period in the history of our country, we have seen the most development. We have seen the most transformative action. We have seen the transformation of the agriculture sector. And it's something that all of us, especially in the agriculture areas in our country, should be proud of. Today, this morning, I was with the minister. I was going to say Prime Minister. I was with the minister and with His Excellency and with other staff at Mahaica. And the tremendous transformation of a simple area, as what we call a village, is beyond expectation. And I know the President and the Minister is proud of that achievement. But that's only one. There are so many transformative areas in our country where agriculture is concerned. It's taking its shape. For the past week, or the past 2 weeks, whether it's in Region 7, Region 6, Region 3, Region 2, we have seen what is coming out of the investment in agriculture. Whether it's in prawn production, whether it is in moving to new areas where there's high demands for CARICOM in terms of pepper production, hot pepper production, whether it's corn, whether it's soya, whether it's beans, large-scale production, whether it's in livestock, in AI, improvement in AI, whether it's bringing in new breed, whether it is in embryo transplant, whether it is in, you name it, crops, same thing. Whether it's in onion production, whether you name every single area that needs improvement and transformation in our country, we have seen what is happening. And as I said, this is backed by the visionary leadership of our country. And so today, this meeting here allows your community, your area, to voice areas of concern. This is the way we have been at it since in government. We have come out to different communities, we have been engaging different farming areas to listen to some of the issues, listen to some of the difficulties, the challenge, and together we are able to find many solutions that allows prosperity in those villages. Today, we need to continue with this partnership of you doing your part, the government doing part, so that collectively we work to enhance agriculture and to ensure that your economy, your area is being developed to its fullest. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Comrade Ramraj, for sharing with us the developments that are taking place in the agriculture sector. And we don't have to look far. Indeed, in the past few years, the developments that we experienced, never in the history of our country, we would have had that development. And we don't need to look far. Right here in this community and around, we can see, we can experience, we can feel the developments that are happening when it comes to drainage, irrigation, improve production, and so forth. So, comrades, indeed, there is a lot that is happening in the agriculture sector. And, you know, that is because of the vision of our Honorable Minister and our leaders, our President, Vice President, and everyone. So, farmers, before the Honorable Minister make his presentation, he will like to listen from you.
My first concern would be there is a part on the Big Bayabu Krong Dam. The fire had destroyed during the dry season. I think what had happened is MMA sent an excavator, they fixed a part, and afterward there was an next fire, so there's still another part remaining. We're asking that if that could be done urgently, seeing that we're in the rainy season. The next point I would like to raise is there was supposed to be a dam constructed from King Grove into Handsome Tree on Region 4. We would like some update on that also.
Yeah, good afternoon, everybody. I am a cash crop fruit farmer living in Little Bible, Mahaica River, Region 5. With 90+% of my farm survived from the 21 flood. I have an ambition to expand. I asked for excavator to do additional works on the 2 little plots. And then call the Ministry of Agriculture for the necessary. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Minister, remember the last time you came at number 10 school, I raised a topic with you about the all-weather dam in the Port Bayabu, where they got a pump at the head there, Big Bayabu there. I'm glad for how far that thing, if there's any thing forward to that. Because right now, a lot of farming doing there. You got some youth in there right now, the man got like 100,000 root of cassava, 50,000 root of cabbage, where we think only Mahaica can plant them thing that Bayabu bring it right now. And that is, Satish got some youths. Their guys just 20, 21 years old. And I like if the dam could be with little loom and sand. Because if you drive by Satish now, you'll see over 20 bags of cabbage there. And they get a difficult time to bring it out. And I have 1,300 root sucker there will start there for December. So I want to know how far that issue is.
Which one of the dam you're talking about? What is the name of the dam?
Where the pump there? Where the pump there? The good trench. The dam where they and the thing. It's just a 600 rad. We asked the minister if we can just get a loom dam. Because right now the type of clay that there, you're damaged bad. You can't travel when not turn it. And the small boat for bringing stuff is very difficult.
Clean the channel from the new canal at Krishna. Krishna New Canal.
That's the Yankee Canal.
Over the creek region, over. Just only the excavator in the creek can do the job.
Good afternoon, everybody. I never really want to come forward for lay this out after the chief. And the embankment from Bayabu side between, well, we know this part from Bayabu Manuel Canal to Pofella. Some part we really need for the, just after me there right now, you need a, yeah. And some place, they cook them, couple of them farmer right now, now get no draft and thing. So I think they need to look at a little urgently, because the rainy season start now too. Good. Thank you.
Good afternoon on the table. I got a little problem there right now by my village at Little Bayabu. Is that they dig in a new canal there, and the canal is so, the dam is so low that one farmer pumping water now and flood me right down. So I asked the guys that they go and block the thing till and done. You know if possible or I'll be up here. The new extension will do on the canal at 300. The one part where been stopped, if they could have put back the black out till they finish the canal. Yeah, and one more thing, that the surveyor, Kewal, said to tell you to go back to surveying land, he never come. 3 years finish. And he didn't, Minister, he didn't put a pile into my land until now, and boy, make an army plan for it. Yes. Me and my brother got to divide the two. That's a personal issue? No, it's a lease land. State land. I went to go see the chairman a couple of times and I get to each other. It's a personal matter between you and your brother? Yeah, because what happened, me there front, he there front and me there back. Me can't get water at the back. You got lease on the land? Not yet, I don't know which one. The brother got lease? Nobody. So no, I own the land? For my daddy. Your daddy did your paper? Yes. Where the paper there? He did home there. Anyway, we have to deal with that separately. That's a personal issue. But talk to you after this. Okay. You understand? Yeah.
All right, comrades, good afternoon. So when I came here this afternoon, I came with the intention that we have a lot of issues raised here, because some of the comrades, the chairman, the comrade Amar and other comrades told me that there are a number of issues in this community. But it seems that y'all don't have any major concern. So I'm glad, because that means that the work that we have been doing over time, we are seeing those works. So y'all raised some issues that can be resolved immediately. But I want to tell you that this area, like other areas across the country, is slated for massive development, especially the MMA scheme. I know this is one of the most important schemes for us in the country, the largest agriculture scheme. And what we are doing now, we are also expanding what we have. So not only rice production or cash crop production we are doing in the scheme. You will see that we'll be doing all agricultural activities. Things like aquaculture, slaughtering of cattle, rearing of cattle, black belly sheep. We'll be doing a program called Ellis, where we'll do the black belly sheep program. So a number of work we have been doing or will be doing in this community. And you should take advantage. I just mentioned at a meeting that we should not have a narrow vision where we're only looking at rice production. Rice is important for us. Let me be very frank from the onset. Rice is important. We should increase rice production. But that doesn't mean that we must only do rice cultivation. We have to diversify and go into other areas too. That is what we have been doing over the last 4 years. If you look, we have been increasing production in the traditional area. Last year we produced 653,000 tons of rice. The year before that, we produced 610,000. This year's target is 710,000 tons. We have to produce that. So although we are going into new crops, we are diversifying. You will see that we are producing more and more. 4 years ago, our yield was just around 4.5 tons per hectare in the rice sector. This crop gone, although we had so many problems with paddy bugs and other issues, we still maintain a yield of 6.5 tons per hectare. And we have surpassed last year's figure, last year's forest crop figure. And when you look at our production export figure this year, for the first quarter of this year, we have surpassed last year's export figure of rice by how much? 33,000 tons. So you could see we make a lot of improvement in this sector. When you look at the other sector, fruits and vegetables, we see massive improvement. All the areas we have seen increased production. Where now Guyana is one of the main countries supplying fruits and vegetables to other destinations in the region. In the livestock sector, we have seen massive increase also. The livestock sector last year grew by 12%. So in all those traditional areas, if you look, we have been increasing production. We have been increasing production. Last crop, or the current crop, because some paddy still remain to be harvested. We planted 206,000 acres. I am hoping that this year, this crop, the second crop of 2024, we can increase that to almost 230,000 acres. So that at the end of the year, we can surpass the figure that was set in this year's budget of 710,000 tons. That is the way we have been working. But whilst we have been doing that, we have been also going into new crops, new things we have been doing. We are not only concentrating on one aspect of agriculture, rice production, or cash crop production, or livestock where we're rearing cattle and we do little poultry and small ruminants. We are going into new sector, we are going into new things. What we want, like for example in the rice industry, we want to increase the yield eventually to 9 and 10 tons per hectare. We brought into the country, although we are producing seeds, we brought into the country some high-yielding variety from Brazil that we will be sharing with farmers this crop, this new crop, so that they can have that high-yielding variety. We developed another variety called the Bio45, where we are growing the zinc in the rice. The zinc supplement that doctor, when you go to the doctor and say that you need tablet, the zinc tablet to improve your immune system, we now grow that in the rice. So people who are suffering from diabetes and heart problem and so, they can use that. It's very nutritious. Very, very nutritious. So all these things we have been happening in the agriculture sector, but many, I think many of you have not been following what we have been doing in this sector. We are trying to modernize this sector. You heard the comrade said we went to Mahaica this morning, the president, myself, and an entire team. In Mahaica, we are working with the farmers there, not to do everything under the sun. We are working with the farmers there to do these root crops. These provision like sweet potato, cassava, Edos, these dashi. So these things there, they could have export market to the Caribbean, although they will do the traditional crops. We see last year they produced a lot of banana in that community. They're producing things like ginger. In Region 1, we are making Region 1 the spice region in this country. Turmeric, ginger, nutmeg, black pepper. We are producing it large scale in Region 1, where we want to export these now to the Caribbean. We have a ferry that will run from Guyana, Trinidad and Tobago and Barbados. That ferry will transport produce from Guyana. We are now building a food hub on the Linden-Soosdijk Highway at Yarrowcabra. Work have started there already, where we are partnering with the state of Roraima, the northern state of Brazil, so that we can supply the Caribbean with food. So Guyana is being seen as a food hub, a food production center, and that is what we have to do. We have to work together. We have to ensure that the government, we in the government, we develop the infrastructure so that you, the farmers, can have those infrastructure to ensure that you increase your lot in terms of agriculture production. So in this area here, comrades, we have a number of projects that have already been awarded and will complete shortly. We have close to about $200 million of project that right now is at the tender board. Things like the construction of a concrete bridge at Yankee Extension, the Hoop. We have a concrete bridge at Corbin, the Hoop Road. We have a concrete bridge at Perseverance. We have culvert and intake structure at Pine Grong. We have culvert and intake structure at Garden Table. We have culvert and intake structure at Makuba. Those are some of the work that we have been doing. I have here a list of farmers who have received tubes from us so that we put down these tubes to give them proper irrigation. So all these help the government has been making to assist farmers. You never hear that we as a government say that rice farming or agriculture, or especially rice farming, is a private business. You know what we came through. I can list it from 2020, leaving out from 2015 going back. I am saying from 2020 now, 4 years. Just under 4 years. How much input we have made to this sector, the rice sector, and the agriculture sector. We recognize the importance of agriculture in this country. We recognize that agriculture, for us to be food secure, we have to develop this sector. We have to help the farmers. We have to work with you. And then, as long as we can do that, because we could have said that, look, we getting all the money coming from oil and gas. Don't bother with agriculture. But we will end up eventually like Trinidad and Tobago and other countries. When the oil and gas run out, where we going to go to? So we don't have a short-term plan. We have a vision. And that the comrade was talking about. We have a president who is very passionate about this sector. So we are using the revenue coming out of the oil and gas sector to develop the other sectors, especially agriculture. I was making the point just now, when we went out of government in 2015, the agriculture budget was $18.5 billion. When we went back in government in 2020, instead of increasing it, it gone down to $13 billion. Today, the agriculture budget is almost $92 billion when you look around the country where we spend it. That is why we could able to do all this work for y'all. And we want to do all. Here the comrade asked me what's the position with the Alreda Road or the road that he asked me. I want to do it. But we can't do everything under the sun one time. We have to do it in phases. You understand? And all the issues that you all raise, you need excavation, all the excavation over, and we have to cooperate too. The comrade, you raised an issue about the dam, the Cane Grove to the Handsome Tree Dam. No, it's our fault. The money there. They awarded. The work awarded. I'm going to decide where you want the dam. I have to get dispute. We not coming in, as the president rightly said. We have to make, this morning, they asked us to make build a wharf, a farmer's wharf at Bonasica. When I decided to build a wharf, one group now wanted here. The other group wanted there. So you got a dispute. So as the president rightly said, we not come in villages matter. You have to resolve the dispute. The funds, it's there. The work was awarded. We waited on you, the people, that make up your mind. Hold on, you explain and tell me just now. But I am telling you that you have a dispute amongst the residents in the community. And you are going to resolve that. You don't expect the minister, the president to come and resolve a y'all dispute, man. And when you get disputing like that in the community, you stall development. You stall development. You are going to make up your mind. You want it, I will go with the majority of the community. You understand? I will go with the majority. So I will ask Lionel to come back with the regional chairman and the MP, and I'll resolve this matter. And we can start the work next week. What you talk there? You can start the work next week. The money, the thing awarded already, brother. Right? It's awarded already. Now, the comrade, you raised the issue about the hole and the Krong Dam. I asked MMA to fix it immediately. Within 2 days, they should take a machine here and fix it and resolve that. Excavating work, and some comrades said they need private work. The comrade raised an issue about the 21 flood he suffered last days. So he survived, so he needs some help. But let me tell you, comrade, I will ensure that we do the community work first. Then we do personal work. Because when we do one personal work for you, another man will come for again, and then the machine can't do the community work. We got do your work, but let me complete the community work first. You agree with me? Yes, all right. And the Yankee Canal pump, we hear the comrade in there talk about Yankee Canal pump. All right? Yeah, the pump will come back there in 2 days. You hear? 2 days the pump coming back there. And I heard you, I don't think I see them behind the thing, they're behind the mesh. You're frightened mosquito or what? Clean your hair. And although we didn't have that dam in the budget, I will try as much as possible. I asked Lionel to look at it to see if we can upgrade it with loom, at least loom, right? We'll try as our best. So Lionel will work with it and deal with that, right, comrades? But those are the issues. I thought you all have a number of issues here, man. You all don't get any major issue. I'm glad though. That means that the work that we are doing is showing, right? The work that we are doing is showing, right? So comrades, let us cooperate and let us work together. You have a government that is interested in the development of this country. We want to bring prosperity to every single home. And we can do that with your cooperation only. We can't have different behavior. We are working, and next year, let me be very frank, I'm telling you in front. Next year, you will see a number of people, fair weather people will come around, because election are next year. You don't see them for the last 4 years. You don't see them in the issue when the flood been. When we used to traverse the water all over the place, we're going to see the next year come out and ask you, I must vote for them and put them in government. Right? You're going to see what happened to me. Y'all remember what happened to me from 2015 to 2020? Right? So comrades, as I said, we have another meeting with these few words. Let us work together. I know this area is an important area for us. And as your Minister of Agriculture, I will continue to support you, the farmers. Let us continue to work. Thank you very much.
Well, yes, for the past 4 years at least now, we're in government, after the 4 years. We are getting a lot of development in this area. Wonderful. Thank to the minister, thank to the president. Because everything we ask for, we getting done. So we welcome that, and we welcome in the future. We are happy. And thank to Minister Zulfi. He always, I think there's about 5 visits or more since he didn't, since he didn't his ministry. In this area here, when the previous government there, we only see the minister once and never see him back in the whole 5 years. So we got to thank them, and God bless. We keep it up. 2025 is we.
Good afternoon, everyone. Well, for so far, Agriculture Minister, he has did a great job. He have did so much in this community for the past 4 years, and we're so grateful for everything he have done. Whenever we need him, he always there for us. He always come and support us and help the farmer in whatever way he could. Seed paddy, right now I think he is processing some seed paddy to help farmers, excavator, and many things more. And we are grateful for the help. Thank you.
Well, I don't think you can ask for better than what the minister had said and what the government in particular is doing for farmers in this country at this point in time. I mean, this is exceptional. In every area, every aspect, the government will always be there. In the thick and the thin times, the government will always be there with farmers and assisting in whatever way they can. So it's not, I don't see, that any farmer will be out of the conscience saying bad things about the government and the amount of work the ministry is doing for farming in general. Well, if I should tell you something, he doesn't have to even reach back to his office, but he started putting system in place as from now. So where you can find a better minister than this minister for agriculture? He is one out with an exception, as I said before. He's a man moved with action. Of course, our president is a man of action, and his entire team, his entire cabinet, they are ministers of action. So I don't feel we can really find better than what we have here presently running the country now.